Hey there, guys. Fatty History here from Pack a Punch Traders. I just want to make a weekly review of the market, any lessons, and just go over my trades of the week. Let's go over this. So let's see. Pretty impressive February. Besides not trading including not trading a bunch. This is actually quite good. Um, I was very sick this week. Didn't do anything. That was just the other week when I didn't post anything. Um, and then so yeah, I did not trade that much in the month of February. Only 13 trades. One of them was this week, the very end of the month, and then I'll go over this week as well. So, eh, you know, I did mention I did end my nice month-long green streak, but right back to it on Friday with a solid trade. All quick snipes. None of these trades were big percentage gains. We'll go through it right here. If you just take a quick look, the most is 19. Um, so just taking quick gains over and over and over, they add up. So there it is as a visual. You could just see it throughout the month. Solid, roughly 5K and barely traded. Took my quick gains over and over and over, and you just gotta let it add up and not get to your head about how much money you're making. That is very harmful. That totally kills any momentum you have. Um, just kills your attitude about the market and waking up and approaching it with a good attitude. So stay positive and just let your gains add up. So as you can see here, I usually lock in right around 10%. A couple times, got 18, 19%, 14, 12, 14. But as you can see, most of it though, 9, 10%. I'm taking my quick gains. Decent little size. This last trade was biggest size I've traded in a long time. But right around usually 3, 4 thousand bucks I'm putting in. And you take your quick 10 to 15%. The opportunities are there once a day. You just gotta be picky and be prepared. So that's what this video lesson is gonna be about as well, being prepared. I did my watch list. I'll go over some of the plays as well. So yeah, so solid February, great start to whatever you call it, March here. 1, 2, it's gonna be 3, 4. Okay. So yeah, let's just jump right into this. So let's see. I had an over the weekend trade on Tel. It was right here. So as you can see, bigger company. I just like the momentum. It was an energy play as well, I believe. Yeah. So we had the whole Ukraine Russia shit going on, and on this day here, when this after this failed to break down and came back, went green and tapped right above previous high day, which was 338. Right, the high, yeah, right there. The high was 338. I thought we could possibly take off. That didn't happen, but regardless, got a decent little gap up and a push in the morning, and that's what I sold into. So where are we at? Where are we at? Right here. Um, so it had a morning panic. It came back, slowly grinded back, and I got in literally right towards the end of the day, the last 15 minutes maybe. 338. Then we get a nice solid little gap up, push right out of the gate, and I sell into the push here. It was really good that I woke up this day with stomach flu. So I woke up late and I sold right away. Right when I saw it, it was right around the 380s here, pushing up. So I'm like, oh my God, I'm up over 10%, right? Or it was right about. So I sold right away, ended up being just 10%. And right near the high of the day there. So that was a really nice trade overnight to start the week. Failed to break down, and then slowly grinded higher, but I don't have the patience for this slow grind. Uh, so it was nice to see that the momentum here worked out. It failed to break down. We saw that. Let's see. So after it had a 2 day run, you get this morning panic here from the low threes, 330-ish, 320, down to three, fails to break down. It just grinds back the whole day. And then once it does that, in my eyes, I just thought the momentum was just going to be in the favor going to the weekend. You don't know what could happen over the weekend, any other conflict going on that could have led to the spike, and that ended up happening. And that's kind of been the theme this week with just kind of looking at energy plays. That's kind of what's hot right now because of Russia and Ukraine and the conflict just globally what's going on with them. Um, so all week, I forgot IRNT what that's gonna be, but IMPP is a energy play. Okay, this one is not. This one's IT. How did we play this? What did we do here? What's the pattern? It was a bounce play in the first. Was it this day? Nope, that's the second. This day. Okay, so we had this solid run here, and I was just looking for a quick reversal from short covering after them. It's up around the 7, 6s, and now it's holding up in the high fours, failing to break down. I thought shorts would get squeezed, they would cover their position, and that's exactly what happened. The first, where are we? Right here. Okay, perfect. Let me zoom in here. So I just saw the failure to break down. It had a solid first red day. Should have gapped down or had a morning panic, but it didn't. So in my eyes, that was a solid momentum shift or possible indicator that the momentum shift might be happening soon. It's never, 100%. So when it failed to break down right at the open, we got a little perk, and I was just buying that. What was the entry? 1 second. 482, 531. I remember this. Yes, I remember being annoyed. I was not getting in the 470s. But regardless, low 480s. Got in a 482 here. Not too bad. And from there, it was just holding VWAP. Volume was kind of coming in. So I kind of just took the shot and ended up working out. Kept holding VWAP. Was a little choppy. Let me zoom in here. Like the volume was not insane. It just had enough to keep it holding up and squeezing higher for the moment being. Um, and then volume got extended here, and that's when I got ready to sell. Got out at 530 or 531. To me, that volume was just kind of the last gasp of shorts getting out, and that even though it did head higher a little bit, that is what happened. It just got very choppy. Started setting fake outs. We got a couple fake outs here, and it did not have the momentum, as you can see with the volume, to keep going higher, and it ultimately failed. But then here we are holding up, and then it just rejects. So that's kind of the bounce play. Something, it still has the opportunity to hold up and then possibly work its way back and have a $7 break, and who knows, could touch 10. Who knows? But until I see the momentum is, going to lead to some action like that, this is now done for me. If this starts, I'll keep it on my radar to see if it comes back to break the sevens. But for me, this is not going to be the best sector to be in right now. Right now, a bunch of energy plays are going off. Um, IT plays could go off with like cyber stuff that could, like any conflict like that arises. But right now, the main attention is gas. Right now, oh my god, 5.98 a gallon for me to fill up. Such fucking bullshit. But yeah, at least it's better than being at war, I guess. I would rather have that than be living in Ukraine or something right now. So here we are. Let's finish off the rest of the week with IMPP. So let's see. Let's dive into this. Let's see where we at. That's last month. The second. Oh, yes. Similar play to IRNT. Exact thing. So we had this beautiful run up in a hot sector right now. Flow is a little bigger, but volume has been coming in. It's been sustaining the flow and rotating it. So this has got insane volume for the past week or two. Um, but here, when you think it's just about to end, shorts one, fantastic. Nope, we got a beautiful little gap up, held up, and to me, in my eyes, I was like, that's gonna lead to a play. Let's see. Um, yeah, let's just dive into this intraday. Where's the second? Right here. Okay. So as you can see, you got huge momentum shift after the run up, but then it fails to break down and it starts climbing after hours and pre-market. It's still holding up. So that's not typically what would happen. Short's expectations on this is that it's going to break down. So when that doesn't happen, I'm thinking they're going to start covering, and some more buyers like me are going to recognize it, and that's going to lead to another spike. Um, in this case here, let's see how I took it. 186 to 206. Oh, I remember this actually. I bought twice. That's why I had my average kind of brought up to 186. I initially was buying right on this minute right here. I bought it really quick, 184. Regretted not buying more size right away. I ended up bringing my average up to 196. Um, held VWAP, just like what we usually look for. Volume still coming in. Holds trend. And from there, just being patient for shorts to cover. That's essentially what happened. In a few minutes after that, you get a solid push. I sell out in the 206 area. I wanted 220, but it didn't even get there. So that's good. But once I saw, as usual, I have my plans. But once I see the volume kind of get exhausted, it takes off, and I'm not sure if it's going to be able to sustain that and keep holding up. I just sell. To me, in my eyes, usually that's a top. If not, I could rebuy, but I usually like to sell when the volume just gets overblown because typically can't hold it up, can't maintain it. In this case, that was the beginning of the end, as you can see, and then we get one last gasp, as you can see here with the volume, but then it tanks. So that was a quick reversal that I was looking for, and it stayed on my radar the whole time because it grinded right back. I was really considering an overnight with that one, um, so that sucks because it ended up having a solid gap up from, I forgot. It opened up in the 230s or 40s. Got very choppy. This is where I took my first loss in a month. Saw this, failing to break down, holding VWAP this whole time. Get a slow grind back, but then it just can't even get back to the highs of 260, and it just takes a dive. So you think the momentum's over, right? No, it keeps holding up somehow, and that leads to it gapping up. Wait, did it gap up? No, it didn't gap up. It just completely failed to keep going lower. Um, so I guess it not gapping up it was another indicator that the momentum's still there. It doesn't necessarily have to gap up, but you get what I'm saying. It's just showing failure of it continuing lower. So here we just get a solid push. I start buying right when I wake up, hella late, in the 230s and 40s, and I hold the whole day, slowly adding throughout the day, and then I end up having decent size, like I showed here, 2,900 shares. Um, Takes off, and I know as 282 as a breakout level. I really wanted to stay patient because I used all my money in the account for the day. So I knew I wouldn't be able to rebuy, but I was up nicely. I guess you could call it emotional because I'm thinking about the money in the moment. I took my quick gains, and I don't totally regret it. It did only get, another $2 a share, or I mean $1.50, my bad, from where I was selling. But, you know, like I said, it adds up. This might invite some more plays to come. This is gonna have, after it continues higher or whatever it does, I'm gonna be looking for another bounce play. So I'm just gonna take my quick gains and move on to the next day, next play. Um, so this ultimately had an insane short squeeze, sympathy play to INDO. I went over that. This thing, similar situation, been spiking the past week or two, holding up, completely failing to break down, low float in this situation, and that just leads to a massive short squeeze. So now for some of these plays, I am done. Same with B cell. This thing took off on Friday. And with all of these, I'm pretty much done. Like there's a conservative play that I'm gonna be taking, which is just waiting for the multi-day bounce and let it just do whatever they want now. They could break after hours highs and previous high day breaks to take off higher, but I think there will be other plays that I will like more. They'll be in a different stage of the play. This is, I think, getting towards the very end now, and I don't want to be caught in any nasty panic that you might not be able to really see until all the shorts really are out and it just drops. I don't want anything to do with that. So I'm just going to be patient, wait for them to set the red days, and just look for shorts to cover, take their gains. And, that leads to a bounce. And I'm going to take that quick snipe. Other plays we got going on instead of these three multi-day bounces is GBS and ASCII. These things are a little choppy, but they're still holding up. Healthcare here, lower float. If this thing could get back, I could see it, and if volume really comes in as well. ATXI as well as GBS, similar patterns here. I'll be looking for breaks that they got in the low ones for a quick snipe. They're both relatively low float, lower market cap, so hopefully they just have enough demand to get it back to 150 or something. Just take my quick snipe on GBS, whichever one pops up, whichever one does it. And then MULN, that is one to still wait for a multi-day bounce. We had a solid move here from the 60s, 70 area to 2-ish. So, and it's just been fading since, and now it seems to be getting all crunched up, getting ready to coil back. So we'll see Monday what happens. If this thing fails to break down, get a little gap up or something, will be on my radar for potential squeeze, possibly back to the 120 area, maybe 110-ish. I don't know. I'll be taking my quick 10, 15 cents. So that's MULN. I guess I know this is a long video lesson. I'll just go over these next three tickers, or four rather. We got meds, perk, and after hours. We'll see what happens here. If it gets back to the 266 area, shorts could possibly get squeezed. It is a low market cap, low float play, so we'll see how much eyes are on it, how much volume there is. If this could hold up and start breaking 260, it could possibly be a solid move to test three. Maybe even low threes here, but I'll take my quick snipe, like I keep saying. So, yeah, there's that. Then there's NVCT. These are all just kind of waiting games to see what happens on Monday. I just want to get this out because I won't be able to make a video lesson tomorrow. But here's another one that I went over on the Friday video lesson. We got a solid double bottom here after a nice spike. Low float, lower market cap. Still failing to break down. I think if we just get some momentum to get some volume to get back to the mid nines, low tens, this thing could really set a new all-time high, and who knows how high this thing could go. So this is going to be on radar as well. Lastly, we got CYRN, just being patient. CYRN and KVL, similar patterns here, where they had these beautiful spikes and they're just still kind of holding up right near the highs, chopping around. In this case, mid threes for KVL, and for CYRN, low sevens. So these are all just kind of keep on watch, see if volume comes in, if they fail to break down, and just usually everything I talk about, holding trend, rotating the float, or just having high demand, being above VWAP, failing to break down, shorts get trapped, they need cover, it takes off. So yeah, I'm just gonna wrap this up. Went over a bunch right now of the week and some plays to look forward to on Monday. So there's the watch list. You could pause, go over this. I talked about it, but you could look at at your own time what I'm looking for here, and you could go through previous video lessons to kind of get the psychology, what I'm kind of thinking behind these plays. But generally speaking, it's all the same. Looking for a little bit of eyes at first, a little perk, some catalyst, whatever the case. Get some shorts trapped. If it keeps holding up and fails to break down and buyers keep coming in, that's going to lead to more buying because shorts are going to have to cover their position because their expectations are broken. And that leads to a solid move. And that's the move you're looking for. That's where a lot of the money is going to be, these quick short squeezes. So hope everyone has a great weekend. Study up. I'll come back with material next week, but this is it for the weekend here. Just study, rest, and just prepare for Monday. So have a great weekend, and we'll be back on Monday.